Hello, welcome back to the lecture series on Transport Layer Protocol of the Internet Model. In this video, let us learn about the connection-oriented Transport Layer Protocol. So what is the agenda? I will introduce you to connection-oriented protocol. After that, Transmission Control Protocol or TCP will be discussed. Then various TCP ports which are important will be discussed. After that, TCP packet format will be discussed. Introduction to connection-oriented protocol. For connection-oriented protocol at the transport layer, we use TCP or Transmission Control Protocol. It is connection-oriented, so there are 3 steps that are required for connection or message to be transferred from the host to the destination. Number 1, a path setup should be necessary. This is basically a virtual path which should be set up between the source and the destination. The second step is data transfer. After the path is set up, the data will pass through this path or channel or link. And all the packets will be numbered as 1, 2, 3, and they will reach the destination in the same order. So sequencing is maintained in connection-oriented protocol. It is also reliable because there is proper flow and error control mechanisms that take place for TCP. The third step is path termination. One of the hosts which wants to release the connection must initiate the path termination process. Upon receiving the path termination request, the other host should send an acknowledgement maintaining the path termination. The various TCP services that are provided by the Transmission Control Protocol are process-to-process communication. We have already learned what is the meaning of process-to-process communication. There can be a sending process and a receiving process, and the connection between them is done through the TCP pipe. A process is program in execution. This sending process or the receiving process happen at the application layer. They are then moved to the TCP layer through an interface which is known as the socket at both the end. When it goes to the transport layer, it uses the TCP protocol to pass the data from the sending end to the receiving end. Next is the stream delivery service. Stream delivery service means data are sent in the form of packets one after another, and they are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Unlike UDP, where each packet is treated as an individual datagram without any regard to all other packets. So this is stream delivery. This ensures that the data which are numbered will pass through the pipe in the same order. Next, TCP provides full duplex communication. Full duplex communication means between the sender and the receiver, there is a two-way communication that can happen simultaneously. Next, it is connection-oriented service. As we have already mentioned that a path setup and path termination is required in between data transfer. And also it provides reliable service. What are the important TCP ports? Port number 7 is the echo port, which echoes a received datagram to the server. Port number 9 is the discard message, which discards a received datagram. Port number 11 is users, which mentions about the active users. Port number 13 is the daytime process. It returns date and time. Port number 17 is the quote process, which returns quote of the day. 19 is a chargen that returns a string of characters. 20 is FTP data, which is used for FTP data connection. If you recall, FTP has two different connections. One is FTP data connection and the other one is FTP control connection. Control connection uses port number 21. Telnet or terminal network uses port number 23. SMTP or simple mail transfer protocol, it is basically the email that we normally use. It uses port number 25. Port number 53 is allotted to DNS or domain name server, which returns back the IP address from the domain name. Port number 67 is the bootp or the bootstrap protocol. Port number 79 is the finger protocol. Port number 80 is the HTTP or hypertext transfer protocol. Port number 111 is the RPC, remote procedure call. There are different ports which can be used by TCP, starting from 0 up to 65,535, and it uses 16-bit integers. 0 to 1023 are well-known ports. These are mainly used by servers. 1024 to 49,151 are basically the registered ports. 49,152 to 65,535 are public ports or ephemeral ports, which can be used by the client processes. Let us now have a look at the TCP packet format. TCP has a header which is of 20 to 60 bytes, and there is a data part. The header consists of the 16-bit source port address and 16-bit destination port address. Then the next field is the sequence number, which is of 32 bits. The sequence number is important for TCP because TCP numbers each packet so that they move through the same TCP pipe and are received at the receiver in the proper sequence. Then we have the 32-bit acknowledgement number. Basically, acknowledgement number gives the number of the next data byte that is expected. Next, we have the header length, which is of 4 bits. There is a reserve field of 6 bits, which is reserved for future use. Then we have this 6 control fields. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to tell you in detail about this 6 control fields. Then we have the window size of 16 bits. This is used for flow control. Then we have the checksum of 16 bits. This is used for error checking. Then there is an urgent pointer of 16 bits. This is basically set when the urgent flag in the control field is set, and it means there is an urgent data that is coming in the datagram. Now the last one is the options and the padding field, which basically indicates that it should be multiple of 32. Let us understand the various control fields. The first control field is the URJ field or urgent point field, which indicates that the urgent point is valid. Then we have ACK or the acknowledgement field. If it is set, it means the acknowledgement is valid. Then we have the PSH or the request for push message. After that, RST or the resetting the connection. Then we have SYN or synchronize sequence numbers. Last but not the least is the FIN or terminating the connection field. To summarize, in this video, we have learned about connection-oriented protocol. We have touched upon transmission control protocol or TCP. We have understood the various TCP ports and we have looked into the TCP packet format. Thank you.